Hey guys, so I just want to start off and thank ALLLLLLL for sending me this beautiful dark chocolate hair. This hair is 13 by 4, 200% density, HD lace. They sent me over this wig with all these necessities. All wig information will be in the description box down below. We're going to put oil in our hair because this wig is probably going to stay on for who knows when. My birthday is coming up next month, so that's probably how long this wig is gonna stay on. And we need to promote growth. I'm using Miel Rosemary Mint Scalp in here. I'm gonna put a little bit on my edges. Okay, y'all. We're about to go in with this edge booster. And we're gonna brush my edges back as much as possible because I have a low hairline. And I don't like when my wig is like right on top of my forehead, so I try to push it back as much as possible so I have more space to glue down my wig. I just cleaned my forehead with some alcohol. My head was greasy from all the oil I was putting on my hair, and that was gonna prohibit my install, so make sure y'all clean your foreheads. Alright guys, we are switching over to a voice memo because it is a heat wave all week and your girl needed her AC, so I couldn't talk in the video. But in this clip, we're putting on my wig cap. I want to just reiterate, I am a beginner. This is not a tutorial. I'm a beginner and I want other beginners to watch me too so we can learn from my mistakes. But basically here I'm just spraying the got to be spray, and I feel like this is the best wig cap I've done out of like the few installs I've done by myself. The only thing I did wrong, which you're gonna see, is I cut it too soon, so the got to be wasn't dry, so it caused my wig cap to push back a little bit, but I was able to fix it, which you're gonna see in the next few clips. And also I also cut the back of the wig cap a little bit too much, so it caused my braids to kind of pop out, and it didn't cause me hassle in the end, but it's definitely something I should try to fix next time.
Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be something different. You must be made for me. Patience is nothing. In and out, in and out, in and out. Arguing, trifling, difficult. Let more. I don't know why you love me. Yeah. You got it bad, you got it bad for me, babe. I don't feel glad that I can have this, babe. Nobody else true. Nobody else makes me. Nobody else had a clue what I could do, what I could do. We're riding around the love, riding around the trip, riding around the dick, riding around the slap me up, take them throwing.
Okay, so I'm going in with my Ruby Kisses foundation, and I'm using the lighter one for my cap. I've seen all the girlies talk about this, and it's definitely worth it. And I got it at the hair store for not too much, but I will have all the products I used in the description box down below in my Amazon storefront. As you can see, I'm not really focusing on the bag, but I'm more so focusing on like the places where I may part my hair. And like I mentioned, I cut too soon, so that's why you saw my whole braids out. But now I'm just going in with the darker shade on the Ruby Kisses foundation for my lace. I've realized that like whenever I use my exact shade, it never blends well on my skin. So I decided this time around to just use a darker one, like just a shade or two down darker. And I definitely think it made a big difference, and I prefer my lace to be a little bit darker than be light. Like, I'm not light. And I'm just adjusting my wig to see where I would like it. I was kind of skeptical at this part because I was confused on why I was looking like that. But it all turned out good at the end. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting it into portions. And I just feel like that's most reasonable for someone who's first starting to install their wigs. Because I definitely can't put the whole thing down in one go. Because I just want to make sure it's where I want it to be on my forehead. And it just doesn't look like a helmet. So we just gluing down. And I went in with 2 layers of glue. I was gonna do 3 because it's really hot, but then I realized I put a lot of glue in like the first layer, and I was like, okay, I don't need to do all that. So I just did 2 layers. So that's what you're gonna see me do. As I'm getting ready to lay the lace, I'm just going in with something to like just flatten it. But this is where your girl messed up. So I was cutting out the air tab, and I never had trouble doing this before, but since this hair was really thick, it was a little bit harder. So I went through the back. Don't do that. You're supposed to go through the front, and you're supposed to go through diagonally. I didn't show it because I just wanted to make sure I cut it right, so I had to go off screen. But when you cut your air tabs, go in from the front and go at a diagonal way, because if you go through the back, you're not gonna have any lace to lay down in your corner. So I'm glad I caught it before I fully cut it out, because if not, that would have just messed up the whole install. Y'all, when I tell you this wig band was not budging, it was like really short, so it was harder to tie it, which made it tighter, which is good because it was gonna lay my wig down. But like when I tell you I was trying to tie that band for 5 minutes straight, 5 minutes straight, like this is just it sped up. Like I was struggling. Y'all, I love this hair. Like this hair is so thick. So thick. Like it is true to what is said in the description. And also the wig came pre-plucked, y'all. I barely had to pluck. I just plucked a little bit. But even at that, like it was very minimum. And your girl's not good at plucking. So the fact that it came pre-plucked just made the install 10 times better. So like as you can see here, I'm going for a side part and I want a deep swoop. So I'm over here trying to perfect it, and I'm just using the hot comb to find the hair out so it's out of my way and I could get a clear vision of what I want. My camera is starting to die, y'all, so we on a time crunch, but I know y'all see that flatness. Like, let's get into it. I'm excited. Okay, now we're getting into the cutting. I'm using hair scissors. You could use eyebrow razors. I've seen people use that. But personally, me, I feel like I had no control when I was doing the eyebrow razor. I was scared I was going to cut my face. So I'm using hair scissors, and it actually worked out pretty well. I just had to pull up the lace because it was like I used a lot of glue, and that caused it to be a little bit harder to cut off. But essentially, it helped make my lace a little bit more secure. So Pros and cons.
Straightening, yeah. Don't not get straightening but straightening. Don't not get straightening but straightening. Don't not get straightening but straightening. You don't get shit straight, you don't straighten it. In this game, sit back, be patient. Niggas act like the game went vacant. Niggas act like some been taken. Ain't nothing but a little bit straightening. Been kicking shit popping out daily. On the island, it's a movie I'm making. I'm counting De Niro's with Robert De Niro. He telling them that you're amazing. That shit on, nigga get shit on. I bought 2 whips and I put my bitch on. She put this wrist on. She fat the wrist, said it went with your prongs. Turn a pandemic into a pandemic. You know that's the shit that we on. Them niggas gon' pull up and act like this shit is together. Won't fuck with you home. I don't do the fake shit.
Alright, y'all, this is the amount of glue I was talking about. So I went with alcohol, and I used a cotton ball and a toothbrush to just scrub the glue. I used a toothbrush because I feel like it would be easier to like scrape up the glue, and then the cotton ball to kind of just smooth it out and remove like the excess glue parts. So that's why I think it's really white, because of the glue. So I'm just going in and trying to clean it up as much as possible.
There go a rocket is taking it. It's a problem with you, then we straightening it. Swap out the cap with a demon in it. Upgrade the band up with fiends in it. I got some shit that you seen with.
And then in this next clip, you're gonna see me going with the glue again. Crazy how I just used a lot and I'm going back with it again. But I'm just lifting up the lace and trying to find like big gaps where it needs glue. Even like for the little gaps, as you can see like on the edges, I went in with a spray and I just sprayed it all around the lace and dried it with the blow dryer, and then I tied it with my wig band just to lay it down more, because I feel like those didn't need glue, it just needed more of like melting.
We gonna get straightening, yeah, straightening, yeah. Don't not get straightening but straightening. Don't not get straightening.
Y'all, this wig install is not clean. I have not learned how to make a wig install come out perfectly. All the steps go out perfectly, so it's just a bunch of trial and error. But here I'm going in with my concealer and I'm filling in my part, and I realized I didn't really like how my concealer was making my part, so I went and got my mom's foundation, because she is a really lighter shade than me, and I blended it in with my concealer and used that to put on the part.
Don't not get strained but strained. You don't get shit straight, you don't straighten it. You don't get shit straight if you don't straighten it. No, I'm the type to sit back and watch patient. Do a trick with the stick, it's amazing. In the bando, jumping that bacon. Lows on like I'm starting the matrix. I keep the cookie like my grandma made it. I get the keys and the pounds and the baby. And the baby. And the bridge came white like shady. Got a Lambo through the avenue. Pretty little bit with an attitude.
Now for the hard part, the edges. So I just really want to take my time with this part, because I feel like the edges would really like enhance the side part, and if I don't do it right, it's just gonna look bootlegged. So what I did is I just like made a part. So I made like a vertical part, but I didn't make it straight down. I tried to make it as vertical, not vertical, but as diagonal. And then I just pulled out my sideburns too. Basically with your edges, I feel like it just really just depends on who you are and how you do it. But over here I'm just flat combing it out so that it's flat, and then I go in with the straightener because your girl don't have a small one, so that's why I pre-curl it before I cut it. Then I cut it and then perfect the swoops. I used what did I use? I used extreme gel so I could get the shape I want, and then to like lay it down, I went in with some mousse. I used the Cream of Nature mousse to just mold it down. So those are the 2 products I used for my edges. Yeah guys, and this is the final look. I love this hair. This is the best install I've done thus far. I'm obsessed. The hair is really thick. I didn't even style it, straighten it or nothing, because I was messing with the natural waves. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I did not expect myself to do this good on the install. I want to thank ALLLLLLL again for sending me this beautiful old hair, and I hope y'all learned something or 2 from my mistakes here. But yeah guys, I'll see y'all in my next video.
You don't get shit straight.